everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is a tutorial on this neutral eyeshadow look. It is a cut crease with a little bit of glitter using the James Charles Morphe palette. It is such a pretty look, so glam and classy, and I really enjoyed creating it. So if you want to see how I did it, keep on watching. First thing I'm going to do is take a little bit of the Morphe eyelid primer, and I'm going to put a little bit on both of my eyelids, and then I'm going to tap it in. Next, I'm going in with the Monochromatic BMX 430 crease brush, and I'm going into the shade Mary from the James Charles palette, and I'm going to blend this all over my crease. Next, I'm going in with the Morphe M433 brush, and I'm going into the shade Boutique, and then I'm going to place it right into my crease, right beneath the shade I just placed down to darken it. Now I'm going back in with my Monochromatic BMX 430 crease brush, and I'm just going to buff out the crease to make sure everything is nice and blended. Now I'm going in with the M433 into the shade Benny, and I'm going to work this on my outer corner and the innermost part of my crease, just to continue to deepen the lid in preparation for when we cut our crease. Now I'm going in with the Morphe M224, and I'm going to take my Rare Beauty concealer, and I'm going to place a little bit of the concealer on the back of my hand and take my brush and make sure to coat both sides of it, and then start to cut my crease. I'm just starting off by putting a little bit of concealer on both of my eyelids to get a general shape, and then I'm going to look up to stamp my eyelids so I can get a good outline, and then start outlining my crease. Cutting your crease might take a little bit of time, but it's okay. Just really take your time with it just so you get the shape that you want. I tend to go back and forth between both eyes until I find a shape that I am happy with and they look pretty similar. Now that I'm happy with my shape, I'm going to start blending out the concealer into the outermost part of my eye, and I'm just taking my finger just to tap it out and blend it. I feel like my finger gives me a little bit more control, and then I also use my brush to drag out and blend the topmost part of my cut crease. Now I'm going into the shade Canvas with a Morphe M421 brush, and I'm going to set the concealer. And now I'm going in with a Morphe M433, and I'm going into the shade Boutique, and I'm just going to work this in the outer corner of my eye to blend out the edge where the concealer meets the shadow to make sure there are no harsh lines. And then I'm going to take the same M433 into the shade Benny and work the shadow into the outermost part of my eye just to deepen the crease. Now I'm going to take a Morphe M217 and the Stila Glitter and Glow in the shade Smoky Storm, and I'm going to line my cut crease. This is going to serve as a bit of a glitter liner and really make the cut crease pop. I already went ahead and did my foundation off camera, so now I'm going to start working the lower lash line, just taking an M433 into the shade Mary and buffing it all over the lower lash line. Now I'm taking the same M433 into the shade Boutique, and I'm going to buff this all over the lower lash line as well, but hugging closer to the lash line. And now I'm taking the M507 and I'm going to dip into the shade Benny, and I'm going to focus this on the outer third to half of my lower lash line. And then I'm taking the M433 and I'm just going to make sure my lower lash line is nice and blended. Alright, this is it for the eyeshadow look. I'm going to finish the rest of my face and eyes off camera, and I'll be back to show you the completed look. Okay, to finish off this look, I took the shade Face from the James Charles palette and I put this in my inner corner and beneath my brow. And for bronzer, I used the Benefit Hoola bronzer, and then I used the Cover FX Monochromatic Blush Duo in the shade Soft Peach, and I just took the matte shade of the two. And then for highlight, I used the Rare Beauty in the shade Enlighten, which is a liquid highlight. And then for my winged eyeliner, I used the Hank & Henry Slick With It in Blickity Black. And then for eyelashes, I used the Eyelure London Luxe Cashmere in style number 8. And to finish off the lips, I used the Maybelline Superstay Matte Ink in the shade 05 Loyalist. Alright, this is it for the finished cut crease glitter liner tutorial. I hope you enjoyed this look. If you decide to recreate it, please tag me on Instagram or send me a DM because I'd love to see what you do with it. And please don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and turn on the bell for post notifications. And if you're new here, hi, my name is Valentina and I upload 3 times a week. And I hope to see you in my next video. Bye everyone.